Am I the a-hole for turning up at the house that my partner's car was at when he told me that he was going to be somewhere else? Post by Acceptable Tap 25. Me and this man had been together for just over 3 years. I suspected nothing. He told me he was going over to one of his guy friend's houses, a guy friend who I knew and whose house I knew. He left, and around 2 hours later, my friend texted me saying, "Who does partner know who lives on X Street?" I said, "As far as I'm aware, no one. Why?" She told me his car was parked in the driveway of a house on a certain street in our town. So he clearly wasn't at his friend's house. I don't know if this is psycho behaviour, but I asked her for the address and I went over there. I don't know why I didn't text him first or something to see if he'd lie. Maybe he and his friend just went over to another person's house. But as soon as my friend said that, I just got into my car and went to see if it was really his car. It was. I sat down on the street and then texted him asking if he was having a good time. He messaged back immediately and said that he was, and that he and his friend were building his new PC together. So I instantly knew that he was lying. I went over to the house and knocked on the door. A woman answered. I have no idea who she was, but I could tell by the way her face dropped that she knew exactly who I was. I kept it together and just said, "Tell him his stuff will be on my front lawn when he wants to come and get it," and then I left. Another hour passed and he came home while I was gathering up his things. He had the nerve to instantly go off on me, telling me that going there was psycho and that I was crazy for pulling that stunt. I didn't say anything, I just carried on gathering up his things. He kept telling me to stop, and I didn't. He got in front of me and said, "Stop!" That's when I lost it. I shoved him away from me and started crying. I told him to get his stuff and get out. I then locked myself in my office and waited for him to leave. This happened last night. Some of his things are still here. He didn't take much. Seems he just took a bunch of his clothes and his toiletries. I haven't heard from him, and I haven't texted him either. But was I the a-hole for turning up to this house that he was at? Of course not. He's just a classic cheater trying to turn everything around on you. The best comment, whatever he left, lightly spray it with milk. Just a fine mist over all his stuff. Box it up and have him come get it. You weren't crazy for showing up. He lied to you and got caught. End of story. You wouldn't have shown up if he wasn't lying and sneaking around.